What's up, YouTube? Tony back at it again. Bourbon Teller, Orphan Barrel. This is Fable and Folly, 14-year-old, or not bourbon, says whiskey. But from what my understanding is this is the leftover barrels from the Rhetoric 22, Rhetoric 26, and the Barter House bourbon that Orphan Barrel produced about 5 years ago. So the Barter House one, supposedly the best one that they had. I was new to the Orphan Barrel game when they came out with the Copper Tongue, and I got that. I love that. I did a review on that. I got a video on there if you want to check it out. This is brand new, just came out. So from what my understanding is, it's a mix of the old barrels they had left over from the Rhetoric and the Barter House, and then they sourced 14-year-old MGP juice from MGP and kind of filled in the gap on enough to produce enough bottles to go to retail and sell. Basically, it's a $150 bottle. All of them are about $150. The ones that are over 20 years old, I think they were over $200 when they went on sale. Like that muckety muck, that Scotch, they can't sell it, just sits on the shelf because people aren't into Scotch right now. Bourbon, whiskey is the huge thing right now. Everybody wants to get involved. Look at this little mini Glencairn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little taste tester for you. I've cracked this sucker already. Had a little bit. It's kind of hard to say on first taste. First time you open it, it's kind of hard to say how good it is. So let's do a review on her, just so you guys don't waste $150. It's been sitting on the shelf for a couple of weeks now. Hasn't really sold much. Bottled with Pride at Stetzel Weller. Huh. All right. So let's see what we got here. Got a nice golden color. It's not real dark. It's just like a golden color. So this is really unique. Kind of smells a little bit like the Copper Tongue, but it's got a real strong MGP smell. So if you're familiar with Smoke Wagon, and what's the other one I did a review on with the train on it? It's a train on the front of the bottle. You can see through my videos. I did a review on it. You can smell the MGP juice a lot on this. I think they, instead of like watering down a bourbon, I think they MGP down this this bourbon. That's what it kind of smells like. A lot of MGP juice, kind of spicy, minty smell. Not a lot of chocolate or vanilla or caramel, or not a lot of that. It's more of a minty, spicy smell. I don't know if that's a high rye or, yeah, it's not a real dark caramel vanilla like your traditional bourbons, like a good bourbon. Not a lot of that, which it's not a bourbon, it's a whiskey. So I'm sure it has bourbon in it. Like I said, the oldest bourbon in this bottle is 26 years old. The youngest is 14. That's why it says aged 14 years. I'm assuming that's, like I said, like that's that MGP juice. That's 14 years. All right, let's give it a taste so you can see if it's worth the purchase or not. $150. Let me see what kind of oil. It's got pretty good oil. I mean, it sticks on the side of the glass. Yeah, good oil. Really good oil on it. It's just got a weird, like I said, it's not, and you think of a whiskey, you think of Jack Daniels, you think of like all your traditional whiskeys. This doesn't smell like that at all. Kind of, I guess that's what you get when you mix bourbon and whiskey, and that's kind of what you get, I guess. Spicy, high rye. Oh, all right. Yeah. So it's got that rough whiskey taste. Kind of the same deal, man. When I first opened it, it's kind of kind of sad that I spent 150 bucks on it because it's not great, man. It's just not great. The artwork is amazing. That whiskey is not that good. Like I said, the MGP juice kind of just overtakes the entire profile. It just kind of takes it all, you know. Let's take another sip. So right up front, you get kind of a fruity, like fruit, kind of like, it kind of reminded me of the Copper Tongue a little bit, like when it first hit you. Then it's got that rough whiskey taste to it. It's not horrible. It's not the worst thing I've ever drank. It really isn't. It's just not fantastic. I grabbed 2 of these bottles just so I could have a backup just in case. And if I would have known what it was, I would have just bought the one just to do a review and kind of taste it for myself. I don't think it's worth the 150 bucks. Guaranteed no, for sure. It's an Orphan Barrel. It's a collector's item. I wouldn't spend 150 bucks to drink it. That's for sure. It's not amazing. It isn't really that great. I was kind of disappointed in it. Each sip gets smoother. I don't know if it's that spice that hits the back. It's a 45% alcohol, so it's not like killing you with the burn. It's not a lot of burn. Little bit of burn. But it's a high spice, high rye whiskey to me. I'm just not a huge fan of it. The artwork is awesome. All the colors and the weird looking fox with the bird wings and yeah, it's a pretty freaking cool bottle. But that's about it. The artwork's amazing. It's not worth 150 bucks for the artwork, but it is what it is. You know, I wouldn't spend the money. If you're gonna drink it, I wouldn't spend the money. If you're gonna buy it and hold it for 5, 6 years, 10 years, and then resell it for 500 bucks because it's a collector's item, that's a good idea. But as far as buying it and opening it to drink it, it's not worth it. Copper Tongue was better to me. The Copper Tongue got a lot of low reviews on it, but that stuff was pretty freaking good. I enjoyed that a lot, man. I liked it. That George Dickel juice, it was just super smooth, a lot of fruits, like Fruity Pebbles, but in a good way. This one is just like a weird whiskey, very weird. Kind of has that fruity smell, like it's coming out of that Copper Tongue genre George Dickel juice, but I was told it's sourced, the majority of the stuff in this bottle is MGP juice, and it makes sense by the way it has that weird taste. No caramel, no vanilla. It's just like a whiskey fruit. It's a very unique tasting whiskey. But if you're gonna buy it to drink it, I'd save your money. I wouldn't spend 150 bucks on it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna drink this, but it'll probably take me a while. Yeah, it's okay. Nothing to write home about. That Copper Tongue was good. I like that. I enjoyed that a lot. This one is nothing special. So don't waste your money unless you're buying it for a collector's item or to set on your shelf because it has a cool picture on it, because the artwork is pretty cool. All right, YouTube, till the next time. Later.